Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityor ma amrutam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the Divine lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. Om. Peace, peace, peace.
The English meaning of the song that I'm going to sing is a prayer to Mother Kali. We bow down to ever blissful, enchanting Mother Kali. You joyfully dance and clap your hand yourself. You are ancient, eternal being. How did you have garland of human heads even when there were no humans? You are the instrumental force. We are guided by your divine will. We dance, we talk by your grace only. The poet Kamalakanta says, you hold the strings of destructions and preservation. A prayer to Mother Kali. Shodananda Moyi Kali Mohakali Munmohini Shodananda Moyi Kali Mohakali Munmohini Shodananda Moyi Kali अपनी नाचो अपनी गाओ अपनी नाचो अपनी गाओ अपनी दाओ करताली सदानंद मोई काली आदिभूत सनातनी शून्य रूपा शोषे भाली आदिभूत सनातनी शून्य रूपा शोषे भाली ब्रह्मांड छिल ना যখন ব্রহ্মাণ্ড না যখন মুন্ডমালা কোথায় পেলি সদানন্দময়ী কালী মহাকালের মনমোহিনী সদানন্দময়ী কালী সবে মাত্র তুমি যন্ত্রী আমরা তোমার মন্ত্রে চলি সবে মাত্র তুমি যন্ত্রী আমরা তোমার মন্ত্রে চলি যেমনি নাচা তেমনি নাচি যেমনি নাচা তেমনি নাচি যেমনি বলা তেমনি বলি সদানন্দময়ী কালী মহাকালের মনমোহিনী সদানন্দময়ী কালী কালে অশান্ত কমলাকান্ত দিয়ে বলে গালাগালি অশান্ত কমলাকান্ত দিয়ে বলে গালাগালি সর্বনাশে ধরে ওসে সর্বনাশে ধরে ওসে ধর্ম দুটো খেলি সদানন্দ মোহি কালে মহাকালে মনমোহিনী সদানন্দ মোহি কালে।
I'm reading from the book Holy Mother, being the life of Sri Sarada Devi, wife of Sri Ramakrishna and helpmate in his mission, by Swami Kripamayananda. The chapter is 3 Reminiscences. In the afternoon, Arupananda went to Holy Mother again and found her kneading the flour for bread. She was seated on the floor near the stove, facing the east, her legs stretched out in front of her. Casting a benign glance upon him, she said, "What do you want?" "Disciple, I want to talk to you." "Mother, what do you want to talk about?" "Sit down." Disciple, "Mother, people say that our Master is God, eternal and absolute. What do you say about it?" Mother, "Yes, He is God, eternal and absolute to me." As she said to me, the disciple remarked, "It is true that to every woman her husband is God, eternal and absolute. I have not asked the question in that sense." Mother, "Yes, He is God, eternal and absolute to me as my husband and in a general way as well." The disciple thought that if Sri Ramakrishna was God absolute, then she, Holy Mother, must be the divine power, the mother of the universe. She must be non-different from her divine consort. They must be like Sita and Rama, Radha and Krishna. The disciple had come to her cherishing this sort of belief. So he asked her, "If that is so, then why do I see you preparing bread like an ordinary woman? It is Maya, I suppose. Isn't that so?" Mother, "It is Maya indeed. Why otherwise should I be in this state? But God loves to sport as a human being. Sri Krishna was born as a cowherd boy, and Rama as the son of Dasharatha." Disciple, "Do you remember your real nature?" Mother, "Yes, now and then I do. At those times, I say to myself, what is it that I am doing? Then I look at the house, pointing to it with her hand, buildings and children, and forget my real self." The disciple visited the mother almost daily in her room. She would talk to him, lying on her bed, Radhu asleep by her side. Sometimes a maidservant rubbed her feet with medicinal oil. The mother suffered from rheumatism. One day, Holy Mother said to Arupananda in the course of conversation, "Whenever I think of a disciple and long to see him, then he either comes to me or writes to me. You must have come here prompted by certain feelings. Perhaps you have been thinking of the Divine Mother of the universe." Disciple, "Are you the mother of all?" Mother, "Yes, I am." Disciple, "Even of those subhuman beings, birds and animals?" Mother, "Yes, of those also." Disciple, then why should they suffer so much? Mother, in this birth, they have to have these experiences. One evening, the mother and the disciple had the following conversation. Mother, you have all come to see me because you are my own. Disciple, am I your own? Mother, yes, my very own. Is there any doubt about it? If one person is another's very own, they remain inseparably through successive cycles of time. Here ends the reading.
Now a short period of meditation. Good morning, friends. Tomorrow is Kali Puja. So that's why I thought of talking something about Mother Kali and her children. In fact, we are all children of Mother, Divine Mother. To select some as the Divine Mother's sons and daughters and some as just ordinary human beings, that's not true. The whole creation is the child of Divine Mother Kali. So, but to talk about sons of Mother Kali, there have been in tradition in Bengal, the devotees of Mother Kali who had influence on Sri Ramakrishna himself. People say Sri Ramakrishna also, we regard him as the incarnation of God, but he started as the son of Mother Kali. His sadhana started there, and by the will of the Divine Mother, it went up to the ultimate sadhana, ultimate spiritual practice. So in that lineage, when Sri Ramakrishna used to have the vision of Divine Mother, and before he had Divine Mother, there was a yearning. He said, yearning is a must, vyakulata, the tremendously desiring to have the vision of God. Before that, the welling up of the wish, strong desire to. And he used to pray to the Divine Mother, Mother, you showed to Ram Prasad and Kamala Kanta, why you don't have that grace for me? So he refers to these two saints of Mother Kali, two followers of Mother Kali, two devotees of Mother Kali. In fact, they are also like, we can say, son of Mother Kali. So Ram Prasad and Kamala Kanta both are famous. There have been many traditions of Tantra and following Mother and worshipping the Mother Kali to have a spiritual growth and realization. That is the tradition in Bengal, Assam, etc., the Tantra. But these two are very famous, Ram Prasad and Kamala Kanta, the song you sang. And because of songs, they are very famous. Their song still is very live and liked by all. Ram Prasadi and Kamala Kanta's Shyama Sangeet, the songs for Divine Mother Kali, as it is called. They have their own tradition. Ram Prasad has his own tradition of music, as we have Rabindranath's tradition. Later on came Rabindra Sangeet. That's how it's called, Ram Prasadi Sangeet. It's called songs of Ram Prasad style. So Ram Prasad Sen, he was born around 1720, much earlier than Swami Sri Ramakrishna, in Goral Gacha, Hugli. That is the name of the place in his maternal, in his father's place, in his maternal home. But he belonged to Hali Shahar in Hugli. His father was a traditional doctor, and he wanted him to be like that, but he didn't study that. From his boyhood, he was devoted to Divine Mother. And he had very extraordinary quality of writing wonderful poems and stories, and her songs, the lyrics of songs, he used to write and also sing. Ramprasad was gifted son of the Divine Mother. When this love for mother became very strong, he couldn't take up other job. He was doing a job of accounts keeping in a rich man's house, and he used to write something in the ledger book. And one day one of his colleagues found he was not writing any accounts. He was writing songs of Mother Kali. All his book, later on it was published as some song, Kali Giti, something like that. It was published, and they complained to his master. Master saw this, he has to be fired, he is not doing the work properly. So master, when he read his, then he found that it was all beautiful literature of the divinity expressed through this person. Very highly divine, highly pure and fully dedicated aspirant for God realization. That was Ramprasad. And he was with his mother all the time. For him, Kali was mother. The famous song, Shokoli Tumari Ichha, Ichha Moi Tara Tumi. Oh mother, everything is your wish. And you are full of your desires. And that everything that happens is because of your wish. Your wish can make a lame cross the mountain. That much the power of your wish is there. So there is nothing that only the people who are blind, ignorant, fools, they say, I have done this work. But it is you who do the work. That sort of songs Ramprasad always felt and wrote, that composed beautifully, like we have the Hindi tradition of the poet saints of Mirabai, Tulsidas, Kabir Das. That same tradition is the devotee of Kali in Ramprasad and Kamalakanta. Ramprasad, there are some stories in Ramprasad's life that how mother used to always live with him. He was full of mother. And he was a married person, he had children, he had a daughter, had a son. And one day he was fencing his house, and he was alone fencing, and his daughter came and started helping. And then he said to his wife that, daughter, help me. Wife said, your daughter has gone to other village. She is not here today. It was Mother Kali that was in the form of his daughter. She came and helped. So mother was always living with him. One day he was going to take a bath in the river. Halishar is near Ganga, Triveni. So it's called Triveni. And there he was going to bath, and on the way, a beautiful woman just says, can you sing your song? He was a singer also, not only composer. Can you sing a song for me? He said, no, I have a hurry, I have to go and rituals, I have to perform the puja at 12 o'clock, I have to take bath and come. And when he came back, that lady was not there on the way, that it was a big meadow, she should have been there. And then he thought, who might be? He heard the voice. Oh, I had come from Varanasi, I am Annapurna, to listen to your song, and you did not tell me the song, you didn't sing the song for me. Hearing this, he was very saddened, and then he thought of going to Varanasi. And he started walking. It was 18th century. So he started walking, and on the way, on the bank of Ganga, close to Bengal, in Triveni, he heard the mother saying, don't think I am only in Varanasi, I am everywhere. You don't have to go to Varanasi, I am present everywhere. So, and he felt himself surrounded by light, and all this divine realization had come. He lived a short life, and just in 55 years of his age, at 1775, he passed away in Hooghly district, in Halishar in Hooghly district. That was the great Ramprasad, who has become immortal through his songs, Ramprasadi, which inspired posterior generation for the spiritual practice. And most famous among them is Sri Ramakrishna, who used to sing this Ma Tang Itara. That was also Ramprasadi song that he taught to Swami Vivekananda. And not only Sri Ramakrishna, how much he was influenced by Ram Prasad and Kamalakanta, both this song also Sri Ramakrishna used to sing, that just we heard today. Swadharata Bhai Kali, that was his also favorite song. But another Vedanta preacher to the west, so Paramahamsa Yogananda, he was also very much influenced by the Ram Prasad songs. In his youth, he used to carry the Ram Prasad songs and used to sing. And when he came to the west, and he preached here for about 25 years, here he came in 1920 and he passed away in 1952, 32 years, more than 25. And he used to translate the Ram Prasadi songs in English and chant that, and used to teach that to the devotees. He was very influential and great yogi. His name is Paramahamsa Yogananda. So his name was Yogananda, but he became like Paramahamsa. Though he was a Vedanti, but he followed this tantra called, the particular part, Sudarshan Kriya. That was a particular way of yoga sadhana that he practiced and preached, but very Vedantic in outlook. But he was influenced by the songs of Ram Prasad. After that came Kamalakanta. Kamalakanta was born in 1769, about 70 years after 69, about 40 years after Ram Prasad, 49 years. And Kamalakanta also was influenced by Ram Prasad, and he was also very scholarly, very intelligent person. And he started writing songs on Divine Mother. He became immortal. His songs go par with the Ram Prasad songs. And both of them had the vision of Mother. Both of them considered Divine Mother as the Mother. The Mother is not just Devi or some deity for them. It becomes living, eternal Mother for the sadhakas. They are totally in the hands of this Mother Kali. And they feel that she is my Mother, always with me. Kamalakanta was born in Ambika Kalna in Bardhaman district of West Bengal, Ambika Kalna village. And when the king of Bardhaman, when he heard that Kamalakanta song, he put him as his court Pandit, and later he became his disciple of Kamalakanta. And he wrote many beautiful songs on Mother Kali, and he had the vision of Mother Kali, who considered Mother Kali as his mother, and he was a true son of Mother Kali. Of course, we know about Sri Ramakrishna. 1836 he was born, and he came to Kolkata in 1850. And then in 52 he came to Kolkata. And then he was, all the circumstances happened, he landed up in Mother Kali's temple in Dakshineshwar, where Mother is worshipped in the form of Avatarini, that photographic worship, that photograph is on the back of this hall. So Sri Ramakrishna came, first didn't want to have in the association with the temple because of his caste prejudice, born of his orthodox, his father and all that, but his elder brother was very progressive, and he said he was progressive, and Sri Ramakrishna just came. But he came to Dakshineshwar, but he refused to eat in the temple. He used to cook himself. But what happened when he came to Dakshineshwar, he was making nice statues of Shiva from the sand. And the son-in-law of Rani Rasmani, the owner of this huge temple complex and the temple, he saw Sri Ramakrishna and fell in love with Sri Ramakrishna. Very simple, loving, not attached, beautiful carving, and somehow, though he refused to eat there and all that, doesn't deter. He said, we will provide you the raw material, the cereals and vegetables. You cook yourself, but you have to be here, like that. Somehow this divine connection. Mother Kali is all this thing, Mother Kali is bringing all that thing. Then Ram Prasad was appointed the first priest of there in the temple of Mother, and he passed away soon. And during Sri Ramakrishna, at that time itself, the Mathur Babu wanted him to give some job. So he said, I will take the job of decorating Mother. It's very responsible. He didn't want to take any responsibility. So what about you worshipping? Not that even. So he didn't take that. One day what happened? And the priest of Radhakanta, there is Radha Krishna temple also in the Dakshineswar complex. The priest was carrying the image of Krishna to, in the temple they have to make the deity sleep at night. And daytime they will give blessing to the devotees who visit them. So while he was carrying for his rest the deity, somehow he fell down and the deity's leg broke. Now Rasmani liked that deity very much. She said, then they said you have to be replaced by new image. Then they finally consulted Sri Ramakrishna. He was a young boy, not even priest. And boy was like 23, 25, some 20 years of age, 1855. He was born 1836. So when Sri Ramakrishna was consulted, he said in ecstatic mood, why you have to throw? You can repair it. If Rani Rasmani's son-in-law breaks his leg, will you replace him by someone else? Or you will repair, you will treat his leg. So it can be treated and worshipped, that Sri Ramakrishna said. As Rani Rasmani didn't want to part it, that was not the tradition, orthodox way of worshipping the deity which is damaged. But Rasmani took it, because Sri Ramakrishna said. And who will repair that? It was on Sri Ramakrishna's duty to repair. And he repaired in such a way that it is not known, even people today is still kept and worshipped in the side room. But so fine and delicately he repaired, the broken thing cannot be seen. And it was worshipped that way. After that, Ram Kumar, the elder brother of Sri Ramakrishna, passed, and they said Sri Ramakrishna has to be the priest. Sri Ramakrishna was trained by a teacher, Kenaram Bhattacharya. He gave the mantra for Kali worship and he started worshipping. He said, I cannot take care of ornaments and this dressing that my relative, he had also come, 16-year-old, Hridaya took that job and Sri Ramakrishna started worshipping Mother. Began the play, divine play. It was there, but vigorously in a spiritual mood it began. While worshipping, he felt now, whether it is living or just a stone, there are all questions, queries, this all thing. If it is not living and the consummation of thought of God, if it is just image, what is the word? If there is no God, then no living is not important, life is useless. Like that thought to that height region. If there is God, it has to be seen, I have to see. If there is no God, life is worthless. With that thought, one day he was worshipping the Divine Mother, and suddenly he fell down, and later described, I saw an ocean of light coming in waves coming towards me, and I was within that and just was down with that wave and became unconscious. But when I came, it was all Mother and unethereal bliss that filled me. So that was the vision of Divine Mother for him. So that started more of trying to see and have that experience more and more, and it doesn't come. That time once he was rubbing his face on the ground and saying, Mother, you have to show me, where are you? Why are you hiding from me? You showed so many times to Ram Prasad and Kamalakanta, why not to me? Like that, and then Mother became his companion for always. That every time was the vision of Mother for him. Mother in the temple was living, and then Mother became living in all forms, all women, everyone. Oh, Mother, you are in this form here. You are like that. You used to see Divine Mother everywhere. There was no separation from the Mother. And the strange and very unique history of spiritual practice in varieties of forms began. Varieties of Vaishnava tantras, varied in all the sadhanas. In the tantras, very complicated tantra worship, all came provided by some teacher. And Sri Ramakrishna, after in short time, used to get the culmination of that, get the result of that. And progress went on, and bhakti sadhana, and then tantra sadhana, all that started doing one after another. And he had the wish to see how. Then started Vedanta sadhana. One day one teacher comes and I want to teach you Vedanta. People follow teacher, where will I get teacher? One person comes and, do you want to study Vedanta? He said, I don't know, I have no idea what is Vedanta. And he said, let me ask mother. He didn't right away refuse. No, mother is there, I am happy. So much was this curiosity and this learning thing in Sri Ramakrishna. It's not wonder that he said, Jabot Vachi Tabot Sikhi. As long as I live, so long do I learn. He said that, and that was from his beginning. His learning was there. He refused to learn the study only for earning money. But study for knowledge, for awareness, that was deep in him, and he was always open to such study, not for just having some money, some job. That was too little purpose of study for Sri Ramakrishna. In Bengali we call Chal Kola Bandha Vidya, Sri Ramakrishna said. The rituals that you learn to do some worship, ritualistic worship, and then they will give you some rice, some banana, some cloth, and for that you do the worship just for gaining that, not for the love of God. So that he refused in very young age, in his primary education. He said, no, I don't want to have such a study which is only for worldly and material gain. So if knowledge is there, he had not studied the Vedas by then. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. That's what it is said in the Vedas. That is knowledge which will make you free. Freedom, liberty, salvation. That is the goal of learning, of knowledge. So that was in Sri Ramakrishna. And his story, we all know that how after learning Vedanta and making Nirvikalpa Samadhi in 3 days, teacher was very surprised. He never thought that. For him it took 40 years of sadhana to reach that state, which Sri Ramakrishna reached in 3 days, because it was already prepared. Sometimes he cook rice, it takes half an hour cooking, because you said. Sometimes if rice cooks in 1 minute, what does it mean? It was already pre-cooked. 29 minutes were already over. Sri Ramakrishna was already prepared with all his sadhana, and Divine Mother's will was there. So 3 days was enough for him to practice, and went to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And the teacher who never stayed more than 3 days at a place, whenever he roamed all over the pilgrimage place, he stayed there for 11 months with Sri Ramakrishna. Just see his attraction for Sri Ramakrishna. And after that, Sri Ramakrishna was not over his sadhana. He said, okay, I learned almost all sadhanas of Sanatana Dharma and Hinduism, but what about other religions? How do Muslims practice God? So he started doing that. Like a Muslim person in his room, we used to wear the cloth that called lungi and eat the food of what the Muslims ate, and then removed all the photographs. And in his room is a lot of photographs of gods and goddesses. Didn't ever visit to Kali temple, because he has to be a Muslim. No idol worship, no photograph. Perfect in thing. Everything should be perfect. Once later on, there was a vegetable cooked, and in that vegetable some spices were missing. And Sri Ramakrishna said, I don't find the smell of that spice. He said, oh, that had finished. It finished, you couldn't bring worth of 2 pies, you could buy and put that. Everything has to be perfect for Sri Ramakrishna. So like that was during his sadhana. Everything perfect. He felt practicing Islam totally. And teacher came, Govinda Rai's name, and he used to read 5 times namaz, and read the stories of, and listen to the stories of Islamic literature and all guidance. And then he was seated in there, and he found a person came, and he knew it was the vision of some holy person, maybe Muhammad. And he came and he went away smiling. So that he knew that it was the ultimate thing. And he came to the conclusion, if you follow any path, any scripture, any religion sincerely, you will reach to the highest that religion wants to take you. Then he said, oh, Islam happened, but what about how do Christians worship? And one day he had the vision that big church is there, priest is preaching, there is some sermon going on, devotees are seated, and he had the vision of a church. And then one day he had gone to a devotee's house, and he saw a photograph of Jesus in the child with Marina with the child. And there the Jesus became living, light came from his body, and it entered into Sri Ramakrishna's body. So all became clear. Once he had gone to Maidan, a field in Kolkata, a park, and there he saw one European, British boy was standing under a tree, and he saw in him God, Krishna, sitting there. How Sri Ramakrishna was, little thing would rouse the spiritual practice. That is how Sri Ramakrishna, as the son of Divine Mother Kali, he lived and preached, and how he re-established the dharma. Not just a mother, just a few poems or songs, but great purpose. That's why Sri Ramakrishna was not just a sadhaka or aspirant or a saint. But Sri Ramakrishna, we consider him as the incarnation of God, and did all this leela to show us what he meant by loving God. How should we live a life of purity and devotion. There is another son of Mother Kali. His name is Vamacharan Chattopadhyay. So Vamacharan Chattopadhyay, he was famously known as Vama Khyapa, the mad Vama. So he really was, he didn't write any poem, that's why he's not known like that, but he was a great sadhaka, a tantra sadhaka, who was born on February 22, 1837. So his all dates are there. Earlier 17 dates are not clear. So 1837, just together with Sri Ramakrishna. 1836 Sri Ramakrishna was born, this Baba Khyapa was born 1837 at Alta village in Birbhum district. And somehow in boyhood also he was very devoted to Divine Mother. And then there is a temple of Mother Tara, Divine Mother in many forms. Tara is also a form of God, Mother Kali. The 10 forms of Divine Mother, Tara is one. Kali, Tara, Shodashi, Bhuvaneshwari, like that. It is in Birbhum district, in Tarapet place. So he was devoted to Mother. He was like eccentric, devoted to Mother. Then finally he was initiated by the teacher, and then he started practicing very strict tantric way, very hard way. He started practicing, meditating on the Divine Mother, and food, sometimes eating, sometimes fasting, like that. A very difficult tantra practice he did. And he found that Mother is there. Finally, he was appointed priest in Tarapet temple, very famous. People from Kolkata, who is not far from Kolkata. So there he was worshipping, but the eccentric as he was, as we find in Sri Ramakrishna's life, he used to sometimes say, "Oh Mother, you want me to eat?" And he used to eat first. And he, like that, this Vama Khyapa also used to eat first. "Oh Mother, I will eat later." Sometimes he used to praise her, and sometimes he used to scold her. Like that was there. Vama Khyapa's relationship with his mother was so strange, and he was very not following the rules. So the temple people, they bait him, saying he is a mad person, not following any rules. Eats the food that is to be offered to the Divine Mother. Flower also is not offered. He will just throw the flowers. He was very eccentric, but the relationship was so strong. Sometimes as if he is hating the Divine Mother, sometimes he is loving, but there was a strong unity and a strong feeling of bond with the Divine Mother. So he was the son of Mother Kali in the form of Tara. That was the Vama Khyapa. He used to have the miraculous feat also that Sri Ramakrishna didn't like. People used to go to him, and his way of treatment was very strange. Someone came with some problem in throat. He just went and pressed his throat as if going to kill him. And then that person thought, how is he doing? But he was cured. One person had some pain in the body. And where is the pain? He showed pain is here. He kicked him at that place. What a cruel person. And he finds after getting it, he's cured. Like that was his way of giving the grace of the Divine Mother to reach the people who visited him. So he was priest, he was never in that, he didn't sing song, but a great name in the sons of Mother Kali, this Vama Khyapa. Khyapa means mad in Bengali. Then comes Swami Vivekananda. When we talk of Mother Kali and his sons, then how can we leave Mother Vivekananda? So in talking about Vivekananda, he says, very nice, Swami Vivekananda says, I hated Kali. That was his says. Let me read from that. Swamiji later said of this time when he went to ask to Sri Ramakrishna of some favor to have a prayer, grace to help his family who was in dire poverty, no food to eat. That situation had come to the son of a lawyer who had a lot of money, had a house in Kolkata, no food to eat, house in litigation, all, and he was a graduate in university, not getting job. Strange ways of Divine Mother, giving all the trouble to bring to her. So that he works for her, not for the world. So, let me read a little. Swamiji later said of this time when he was in dire poverty and went to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna asked him to go and pray to Divine Mother. He said, today is good day, Tuesday, go to Divine Mother, whatever you will ask, Mother will grant. He assured that way, Sri Ramakrishna. And he went there, and there was so much problem. First time he went to the image worship, he never believed in the image worship. Somehow he was aligned with Brahmo Samaj who didn't like the worship of God in image. So he went there and he forgot all his demands. He was overwhelmed with the presence of the Divine. He didn't say what he saw, but his actions show he saw God. He saw Divine Mother manifested. Otherwise, why will not he ask? And that vision, that experience was so overwhelming, he forgot that and came to Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna, could you ask that? Oh, I forgot totally. Then he went again, second time, says, go and ask. Then second time also he came, forgot. Third time said, you are so intelligent person, how is it forgetting? Go and ask. Third time. What is the play between this Sri Ramakrishna and Narendranath? God knows. Why this play going on? And this time he goes, was aware of this, saw the mother presence there, and then came back. Could you ask this time? He said, this time I remember, but couldn't ask for money and food and all that. It seemed to be too simple, too very insignificant thing to ask from God, Divine Mother. So I rather, what did you ask them? I asked for knowledge and devotion, for discernment and for detachment. That thing I asked. So Sri Ramakrishna was very happy that he didn't ask for cloth and food. He was very happy. And then he came and he told, Narendranath told to Sri Ramakrishna, teach me some songs of Mother Kali. He knew many songs. He was a very famous singer among his group. But he didn't sing Mother song, Shama Shangi. So Sri Ramakrishna taught him that, Ma Tong Hi Tara. And he sang that many times, and there is a story that, and then he was asleep in the morning. Sri Ramakrishna's sleep was like 1 hour, 1.5 hours. He woke up early in the morning, sang the mother's name, Narendranath's young man was sleeping, and some devotees came and he said, isn't it wonderful that Naren had accepted Mother Kali? He was so happy for that he was doing so much sadhana that he should accept Mother Kali, that God manifests through Divine Mother Kali. Sri Ramakrishna worked very hard for that. But Naren will not accept because somehow Brahmo Samaj idea was there, no, God cannot be informed. And then finally he accepted. And he's sleeping, the whole night he learned that song, Matong Hitara, Oh Mother, you are the Redeemer. And that he said. And Swami Vivekananda said about this thing. He later in his conversation he said, how I used to hate Kali and all her ways, that was the ground of my 6 years' fight, that I would not accept her. I loved him, Sri Ramakrishna, you see. And that was what held me. I saw his marvelous purity. I felt his wonderful love, his greatness had not dawned on me then. All that came afterwards when I had given in. At that time, I thought him a brain-sick baby, always seeing visions and the rest. I hated it. And then I too had to accept her. So, like that, as Swami Vivekananda would say that how mother, at another place it says, Swami Vivekananda continues, it occurred to me that God grants the Master's prayers. So I should ask him to pray on my behalf that my family's financial crisis would be overcome. I was sure that he wouldn't refuse for my sake. I rushed to Dakshineshwar and I importuned him, saying, Sir, you must speak to the Divine Mother so that my family's financial problems can be solved. The Master replied, I can't make such demands. Why don't you go and ask the Mother yourself? You don't accept the Mother. That is why you have all these troubles. I replied, I don't know the Mother. Please tell the Mother for me. You have to, or I won't let you go. The Master said affectionately, My boy, I have prayed many times to the Mother to remove your suffering. But she doesn't listen to my prayers because you don't care for her. All right, today is Tuesday, a day especially sacred to Mother. Go to the temple tonight and pray. Mother will grant whatever you ask for. I promise you that. My Mother is the embodiment of pure consciousness, the power of Brahman, and she has produced this universe by mere will. What can she not do if she wishes? When the Master said that, I was fully convinced that all my suffering would cease as soon as I prayed to her. I waited impatiently for night. At 9 p.m., the Master told me to go to the temple. On my way, I was possessed by a kind of drunkenness and began to stagger. I firmly believed that I would see the Mother and hear her voice. I forgot everything else and became absorbed in that thought alone. When I entered the temple, I saw that the Mother was actually conscious and living, the fountainhead of infinite love and beauty. Overwhelmed with love and devotion, I bowed down to her again and again, praying, Mother, grant me discernment, grant me detachment, grant me divine knowledge and devotion. Grant that I may see you without obstruction, always. My heart was filled with peace. The universe disappeared from my mind, and the Mother alone occupied it completely. That's how was Swami Vivekananda's experience in the temple when he visited the first time to Mother Kali in Dakshineshwar. 2 more times Sri Ramakrishna sent him back to the temple, and all the 3 times Swami forgot to ask for his family's financial relief. The Master then granted that his family would not lack plain food and clothing. On Swamiji's request, that very night, the Master taught him a song which Swamiji sang until dawn, and that is the song Mata Hitara. So that night, and something to be seen here, Master said, go and ask, she will grant you everything that you ask. What does it mean? How does Sri Ramakrishna know? He has prayed and yet it has not been granted. Because Ramakrishna and Mother Kali are not separate. They are one in 2 forms. That's why Holy Mother, when Sri Ramakrishna passed away and Holy Mother came to see him, he had already passed away, first seeing Sri Ramakrishna after passing. He fell on him and said, Oh Mother Kali, where you went, leaving me behind? Oh Mother Kali, that was Holy Mother's idea about Sri Ramakrishna. He was Mother Kali in the form of that. Swami Kripamayananda used to say about Sri Ramakrishna, he is Mother Kali and he is the bearded Mother Kali. His expression. Swami Kripamayananda, Holy Mother's disciple, he has written wonderful songs, very deep thoughts. Arupo Shairi Leela Lahari. The wave of ocean, in that the huge infinite ocean, in that the waves of compassion coming and taking the form of a divine being, and that is Sri Ramakrishna, like that. Beautiful. God realized, respected by even the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, Shivanandaji, Brahmanandaji, all used to listen to his songs. The Master was so happy that he kept telling people over and over again Narendra has accepted the Mother Kali. That's very good, isn't it? During the years of his training, Narendra kept asking Sri Ramakrishna for an experience of Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the complete absorption of the self in the divine. The moment came at Kashipur during the master's final illness. Sri Ramakrishna was lying awake in his bed while Narendra was downstairs in another room, absorbed in deep meditation. He felt as if a lamp was burning at the back of his head. When his sense of individual existence drowned in the bliss of pure being. When he regained normal consciousness, Sri Ramakrishna told him, "Now the Mother has shown you everything, but this revelation will remain under lock and key, and I will keep the key. When you have accomplished the Mother's work, you will find the treasure again." Even the realization of the non-dual Brahman comes as a gift from the Divine Mother. So that's what it was said, the first experience of his Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Though not openly preached, the Swami could not keep his love for the Divine Mother, Swami Kripamayananda. His love for Divine Mother hidden from his intimate disciples. "You see," he once said, "I cannot but believe that there is somewhere a great power that thinks of herself as feminine and called Kali, the Mother and Mother." Upon his return to India, he started the yearly observance of Durga Puja and Kali Puja at Belur Math, along with the daily worship of Sri Ramakrishna with the song Khandana. After he went from the west, it was arranged that way. Swamiji did in fact on occasion speak about the Mother. Mother is the first manifestation of power and is considered a higher idea than Father. With the name of Mother comes the idea of Shakti, divine energy and omnipotence. Just as the baby believes its mother to be all-powerful, able to do anything, the Divine Mother is the Kundalini, coil of power sleeping in us. Without worshipping her, we can never know ourselves. All-merciful, all-powerful, omnipresent are attributes of the Divine Mother. She is the sum total of the energy in the universe. Every manifestation of power in the universe is Mother. She is life. She is intelligence. She is love. She is in the universe yet separate from it. She is a person and can be seen and known as Sri Ramakrishna saw and knew her. Established in the idea of Mother, we can do anything. She quickly answers prayers. She can show herself to us in any form at any moment. Divine Mother can have form or rupa and name, nama, or name without form. And as we worship her in these various aspects, we can rise to pure being, having neither form nor name. Swamiji once told Sister Nivedita, "The future, you say, will call Ramakrishna Paramahamsa an incarnation of Kali?" Yes, I think there is no doubt that she worked of the body of Ramakrishna for her own ends. When you love someone, you want to love what they love, who they love. Sri Ramakrishna and Mother Kali cannot be separated. In today's reading, it was very nice. It is said when there is a tremendous love between people, and even it goes beyond the time, and it recycles in time. If it is great and very strong love between a devotee and God, or between maybe two persons, so it continues as it were. That's how the great incarnation and the apostles, they say they come again and again. Sri Ramakrishna even recognized from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time that he was with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I saw him in the Kirtan. You were also in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time. Some he said he was Arjun in his previous birth, and some he said like that. From previous birth, the people came to him. One was even from the life of Jesus. He said they were the disciples of Jesus, like Sarvadananda and Ramakrishnananda. So the incarnations of God and the apostles, they always are together because they love each other so much. As far as we know, the first traditional worship of Kali in America was performed in the 1940s by Swami Kripamayananda, a disciple of Swami Brahmananda, at the Vedanta Society in Hollywood, California. Initially, only very close devotees of the society were allowed to attend for fear of upsetting the puritanical sentiments of their neighbors, or provoking the cultural biases and prejudices of even some of their own members. But over the years, the annual all-night Kali Puja has become more and more popular, a highlight in the devotional lives of both Indian and Western devotees. Now they perform Kali Puja, they will do tomorrow. And the image is made there and made by a Western devotee. One lady is there, she makes the image of Mother Kali. And they worship whole night. It started in 1940s by Swami Kripamayananda. And that continues, Mother's worship at first time there. In all the centers, in somehow or other, it's worshipped in India also in images. Here also we worship either in photographs or somehow we worship in all the centers, because Mother Kali is that divine power. When we arouse that power, it will give us Brahma Jnana, the knowledge of infinite reality. Another example of Swami Vivekananda's legacy is Kali Mandir in Laguna Beach, California. In 1993, Elizabeth Usha Harding, author of Kali, the Black Goddess of Dakshineswar, arranged for a beautiful Kali image to be brought from India, which was ritually awakened by Haradhan Chakraborty, the late main priest of the Dakshineswar Kali temple. He named her Sri Ma Dakshineswari Kali and explained that because the image was now alive, she needed to be worshipped every day, and Mother arranged for her worship. As devotees who had very little background in the intricacies of India's temple puja standards now found themselves gradually adopting this vastly rich devotional tradition, one detail at an assistant, Pranab Ghoshal, at a time, out of a simple love and desire to please Mother. Haradhanji and his assistant Pranab Ghoshal came annually for 17 years teaching the devotees Kali Puja and practiced in Dakshineswar since the time of Sri Ramakrishna. So that is how the Kali worship is introduced, and there are many people who are interested in Tantra, though Tantra is not really, when Westerns, some who are not very spiritual and somehow get interested in Tantra and Kali, it often in the form of black magic or other things that is not really spiritual in nature. But there are people who in the name of Kali are very spiritual. And this is one example, Usha Harding. She is a devotee of Ramakrishna order initiated by Swami Gambhiranandji. And she had made really beautiful temple in Laguna Beach. If you go to Los Angeles sometimes, please visit there. Wonderfully wonderfully kept, small statue, but very nicely decorated, and just you feel like you are in Dakshineswar. Srima Dakshineswari Kali, the priest came. 17 times she brought the priest here to do worship. And there are some monks that they live beside. 3 monks, they practice Tantra. And Tantra with Vedanta, some are disciples of our order. So, Swamis have initiated, but they are monks. And they're the university graduate of UCB, some are postgraduate PhDs, and they have become monks. They live life and they make their room like a cave. If you visit there, you'll find how traditional they live. They just sleep on the floor and study a lot and are very devoted, very wonderful monks they are. One brahmachari is there, 2 monks in that Laguna Beach Kali temple. So how this Kali worship comes, Mother comes to, how this idea of worshipping and attraction for Mother might have come. She was visiting once Belur Mata and gone to Dakshineswar. She felt, this Usha Harding fell in love with Mother Kali. There are sons of Mother Kali, there are daughters of Mother Kali. We mentioned only a few of them, but they are all the children of Divine Mother Kali. Thank you very much.